Yesterday I was riding, I rode 64 miles or so yesterday.
Welcome back to my vlog.
I'll just give that to you when you're done, just take over. I think you're in maintenance mode right now.
We are currently in maintenance mode.
There, now you're filming again.
We're no longer in maintenance mode. So welcome back to my vlog.
We're all getting ready to go. Had to ride 31 miles today. My support team is riding with me. Make sure I keep me honest. Freaking fun. It is day one of week 5 of the Great Bike Ride Across America. At least my Great Bike Ride Across America. And today is my 50th birthday. And I am accompanied by my daughter, Corinne, my son-in-law, Darian, and my sister, Daina, the keeper. So today we're riding from Lusk, Wyoming to Harrison, Nebraska, which is about a 31-mile bike ride. Got a little bit of a headwind today, but the weather is beautiful. The temperature's in the 60s. Should be a perfect day for riding. So really excited about today's. Lusk has been a nice little town. We just enjoyed a nice breakfast. Had a nice night. Had a really great party last night. Went swimming after we partied. It was great. Here we go. We are currently 15 miles into our ride. Just had a nice break. Corinne and Darian are up ahead, and Daina will be trailing because she has the green vest on. This has been a good day of riding.
Yeah, this weather is perfect.
Sure is. Still dry.
Yeah.
Starting to get a little bit more humid the lower we go in elevation.
Yeah.
But it's a great day. A little bit of a crosswind, not slowing us down at all.
I told Corinne, I said we don't hear very many birds out here.
Yeah,
No trees.
that's true. How's it going? What? Yeah, that's great. Hey, we're gonna go downhill too. 20 miles an hour. Go for it. You did? That's awesome. 20 mph is pretty good. Bike one time since we bought it, so no problems at all.
Okay, there go Ken and Dana. We just are dropping off Corinne and Darian. We are in Van Tassel, Wyoming, and Alyssa and I are going to be doing the supporting. There's Lily and there's Bear. He's gonna help me drive apparently. And there goes Ken and Dana heading to Harrison, Nebraska on Ken's birthday. Happy 50. Corinne and Darian still getting ready to go. And Alyssa waiting. Bye.
Hey Dana.
Yeah.
Look what's up there.
What is it?
It says Nebraska.
Oh, finally.
So this is gonna be our Oregon, Idaho, Wyoming, entering our 4th state. With my sister. Oh, Darian and Corinne should have stayed with us for just a little bit longer.
Yeah, no kidding. Gonna cross the threshold.
Oh man. Oh well. It was awesome to have them out. That's Corinne and Darian right there. Yeah. Yeah. Woot. This is great. There's my girl. We packed you guys up like a mile too soon.
Welcome to Nebraska.
Thank you.
What a warm welcome.
Are you the Nebraska welcoming committee?
Yes.
For this hour.
Oh, only for this hour?
Yes.
Hey, we came by at a perfect time.
I know.
This is great. Well, we made it. Looks like somebody shot the sign a few times.
Yeah. Are you gonna sing the song?
My Nebraska, dear Nebraska, state I love the best.
Where pioneers first led the way, and now
They don't live here anymore.
the state is blessed.
The state is blessed.
Where the sun shines bright in the summer and the cold winter winds may blow, but it's always fair weather in Nebraska where real folks grow.
Yep. Well, thanks for stopping. All right, we just left, what's that town? Shadron? We left Shadron, Nebraska. We're outside of it about 13 miles. And our goal is to get to Valentine here in the next couple of days so we can ride on the rails to trail, the Cowboy Trail. Well, this is what's going to become the Cowboy Trail extension to Shadron. I don't know when, but they tore out all the railroad tracks and railroad ties. And while I think my bike will be able to handle this okay, I think the road would be a much easier path. So I think for the time being, we're going to stay on the highway, which is right next to us. That's Highway 20. And it's a little bit bouncy on the edges. The shoulders are pretty cracked up, and they're jarring us quite a bit, which makes it less smooth. But I think that would be better than getting our teeth rattled out on this thing. Hey! Guess what? It's raining! And we ignored that bridge that we could have hit underneath about 2 miles back, and now it's really raining. We're outside of, what was that town called? Was that Gordon or Rushville? It was Rushville, Nebraska. We're almost to Gordon. Some cowboy just stopped and asked if we wanted some help. I said, no, we're just crazy, but we're okay. But anyway, here we are. Having fun in the rain.
We're gonna go hide that dumpster now.
We're gonna hide in that dumpster. No, we're not. Oh, that's funny. That's her. Yay! Woo! Yay! that you're here.
Crank, Laura, you want me to crank?
I'll crank. Hey Dana, what'd you think about last night?
Complete hillbilly hell.
There you go.
I think it's my fault.
No, why would you say it's your fault?
Because last time Ken and I went camping, it was exactly the same way.
So, are you trying to say we shouldn't bring you camping?
Well, maybe not.
You have a pheromone that makes the hillbillies go crazy and they fight.
Dog fight.
Dog fight. It literally was a dog fight.
Yeah.
Lady was over there rolling around on the gravel with the dog. Looked like it was attacked here. It was crazy. And then they started a giant bonfire at 3.
Yeah.
Semis coming in about 30 or so, parking. Yeah. Vehicles going by all hours of the night. Yeah.
No, this town is hopping.
They're just dying to get through.
And we just noticed the laundry over there. Did you see that, Laura?
It's an outdoor laundry.
Outdoor laundry. Let me zoom into that. There you go. There's your laundry.
Hey, we got a place to stay. And we did get some
And we
sleep.
stayed dry.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Rain cats and dogs last night.
Yeah.
Not getting any wet.
It was even red on the radar.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
We've been riding on these open plains for what feels like hours, days, weeks, and finally we saw a familiar sign. Maybe you can see it too. It says entering Central Time Zone. This is like almost like crossing a state line. We made it! Yay! Okay, we just lost an hour. How's our ride?
It was great.
We're about 41 miles into it.
Tailwinds.
We're about 3 miles. We're about 3 miles away from, I guess, the official start of the Cowboy Trail, which we thought we ran into yesterday or day before yesterday, which was terrible. I have a feeling we're going to be staying on Highway 20 for the duration. We'll see. We got a tremendous amount of rain last night. You can see the water in all the ditches. They're all, I mean, this whole place is a swamp. So if it's crust rock or if it's dirt, it'll be a slosh pit. But we're gonna give it a try and see how it goes.
It's Tuesday, the 9th of July, and Ken and Dana are pulling up what might be the last road ride for a little while. They're going to attempt to cross the street and ride onto the Cowboy Trail, and we'll see how that goes. We've had a lot of rain, and we don't know the condition. Hey! You only have 19 miles to Valentine.
Great.
So now, supposedly it's across the street and down just like not even a block. So I feel like it's either in front of that house.
Have you seen it?
No, I just sat here. I thought I'd walk over.
I'm gonna go over there right now.
Okay.
Well, it's right there.
Yeah,
No, that's not it.
That's not it?
No, it says it's back.
past
It says it's back a
We
little
can see the
bit.
cutout right over there.
Yeah, so it might be behind that house.
I don't think it's behind the house. I think it's
You think it's in front of it?
we're high here.
Excellent. supposed to be.
It's not.
Say that again. Tell me about the Cowboy Trail.
It's all grassed over.
Google keeps trying to get you on it.
Google, you know, if I was by myself and feeling like a word on the highway, I might consider it, but I'm going about 20 miles an hour on the highway with the wind blowing behind me.
So what do you think you're going to do?
I'm sitting on the highway. We'll see if the Cowboy Trail actually is done up ahead. We'll check it out.
Okay.
And it might be a smooth ride too, but traffic has been light today. And, you know, we just lost an hour of our lives. We went to Central Time Zone. I'm not so sure I want to lose another hour on a Cowboy Trail. We'll see. I'm just saying.
We're in Valentine. We're in Valentine, Nebraska, and this is where Ken and Dana's grandma's side friend is buried. And so we came to visit the gravesite before we left town. They used to have a thrift store where they would sell to the Indians. There's a reservation just north of Valentine. We drove by their house, 123 Western, and now we visited the gravesite.
Well, it is, what day is it? Wednesday? Wednesday morning. The 5th week of our great bike ride across America. I'm with my sissy. Hello, Dana.
Hello.
And we are officially on the Cowboy Trail, just leaving Valentine, Nebraska. Beautiful day, almost 14-mile-an-hour tailwinds. Can't beat it. We're riding along here, not pushing it at all, at about 10 miles an hour. I suspect it's a little slower riding on this than it would be on the highway, but the benefit to this is there's no traffic. We gave the Cowboy Trail 5 miles, and while there was a pretty bridge crossing of the Niobrara, the rest of the trail was really hard to ride on. I have pretty much fat tire bike tires. I have 1.75 inch wide tires. Dana has 28 centimeter wide, which are kind of narrow for that kind of trail. And both of us struggled, so we opted to get back over on Highway 20 again. So for the remainder of the day, we're going to be riding on that. So kind of a disappointment, because I was looking forward to riding on the Cowboy Trail, but that's the way it goes.
Lift my head to see the reader.
Well, this is a little town called Newport, Nebraska. It's in between our ride today. It's actually 10 miles into our ride from Bassett to O'Neill. And this is, my mom used to live right outside of Newport when she was a young child. So this is very familiar to my mom. It's not much of a town. It's a little has-been community. 97 souls. There's Newport, Mama. Looks like there might be a gas station though. Good timing, because I gotta go. Good morning. This is Saturday, right? No, this is Friday. I think I had yesterday confused. Yesterday was Thursday. And today is a bike ride between O'Neill, Nebraska, and where are we going? Pierce. And it's like 72 miles or so, 77 miles. 66? I don't know. It's between 60 and 65 and 75 miles, somewhere in that range. Okay. And we have this morning until 11 we have a tailwind, but starting at 11 o'clock we started getting a headwind, and so we're trying to get a jump start on it. It's about 7 a.m. and it's the earliest we've ever got up to bike ride. So, anyway, hey, any last words?
No more rash.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you got sun poisoning yesterday. And Laura's got bug bite. I've got bug bite.
I got 3.
Dana has 3. And there we go. So, wish us luck.
Have a
Bye.
good day.
Well, it's still Friday, and we're still in Nebraska. We're still not riding on the Cowboy Trail. However, we are taking a break on one of the bridges. You've seen Nebraska, I assume, maybe? So it's sort of a been there, done that kind of thing. But we're on Highway 275 going towards Norfolk, and it's very flat, which we love. The wind has been relatively at our back, and it's been a good ride. So we're gonna have about a 77-mile day today, and then we'll finish it off tomorrow going to Fremont. Anything you want to say?
No. Can't post it.
We can't post it. Well, we're in Norfolk, Nebraska, and my cousin Shane lives here.
Hi.
Shane Anderson, and his fiance Kelly. I don't remember your last name. Noel. But really excited to see you guys here tonight. Really thankful you guys stopped in and had time to do that.
It was a great surprise.
It was a great surprise we got to see you too. Love seeing you. Grew up with Shane. Really close cousins, I think growing up. So we rode 78 miles a day. We're feeling pretty fresh now though. We took showers, we're feeling good. So we're gonna have brats and spaghetti squash and watermelon and salad and some beer probably. Anything you guys want to say?
Going for the beer.
Going for the beer. Morning. It is Saturday of week 5 of the great bike ride across America for me and for Laura, and across Nebraska for my sister Dana. We're completing the last 30-mile jaunt to the Missouri River to Decatur from Fremont. And that will complete Dana's ride all the way across the state, from border to border, the long side. She did a really good job. Rode 7 days straight. She's really done a really great job. I wanted to point out that today I wore my professional bike riding shirt. I had to satisfy viewers of both sides, some who like my button-down shirts, others who think that a bike riding jersey would be much more appropriate. So this used to fit me a little tighter, like pretty tight. It's pretty loose now. I've lost a few pounds since I started this bike ride, which I'm not complaining about. It's great. So anyway, Kelly, this is for you. Here you go. You just swallow a bug? Hey Dana.
Yeah.
Look off in the distance out there.
Looks like Iowa.
Whoa, it looks like a truck. Yeah, we can see Iowa. We're really close. I hope this is our last hill because we've just been through what we would classify as hells. Well, the difference between this and the mountains are that you can see the top of these, but they're very steep and they very much aren't fun. And it's very humid here. But we're not complaining today, right?
No complaints. It's been cloudy most of the day, so.
And the bugs taste great, right?
No.
All right. Well, let's go down and see if we can get to the river. Over and out.
Over and out.
So I'm sitting here in Decatur, Nebraska. Behind me, over my shoulder, is the Decatur Bridge that leads into Iowa. And I've really been reflecting on this trip and this journey. We're going to take a day off and go home and sleep in my own bed. I haven't been there since May 24th. Prior to that, we were in Wyoming, all of Nebraska, Wyoming, Idaho, Oregon. Before that, we were in Iowa, St. Kitts, Iowa, New York, Connecticut. And so it's been a long journey, and even though we're not finished, we're trying to figure out where we're going to go after this. Ken has a meeting on August 5th, so that's when he absolutely has to return back to work. We're going to get rid of stuff that we thought we needed, and we were told how cold it was in the mountains, so we brought extra, well, I did, brought extra warm clothes. I'm going to offload a lot of that, just things that are getting in our way that we're not using. And I was just thinking that Oregon into Idaho was such a big deal for me, and Idaho into Wyoming just didn't seem that much of a big deal because it was in the middle of an uphill. It should have been a big deal. It was the Tetons, but it was still unexpected because it was just at the beginning of the Tetons. So the Tetons outweighed the journey into Wyoming, and then Wyoming into Nebraska was on Ken's birthday, and that was a big deal, but it was just on a road, and it was 24 miles in or something like that, and it just, I don't know what it is about water and crossing a river and crossing a bridge and how monumentous and monumental that feels. But here I am just sitting here reflecting on just the journey and the passage and how big it's been, even for me, helping support them. This is a happy and a sad day because even though we're finishing our 4th state and going to take a break at home, we've had his sister Daina with us for more than a week. She started biking with us on Sunday, so this is her 7th day and Ken's 9th day in a row, so everybody deserves a day off. Yesterday, Daina and Ken spent the longest time on the road, about 8 hours, 15 minutes, give or take, and over 80 miles of biking. And Shane pointed out last night when we visited with Shane and Kelly that before the trip at Mason's graduation, Ken had said that he was going to bike 80 miles a day. And yesterday was the only day that he biked into the 80s, which is kind of funny. But we really had no idea the terrain and the wind and just all the obstacles that just because you could do the math behind and go, oh, I'll bike 80 miles a day, but then reality happens, and weather and wind and altitude and hills and passes through mountain passes and all these other things that just make the difference. We are at, let me see the altitude we're at right now. We are down to an altitude of 850. We started in Norfolk, Nebraska at Tahazuka Park, spent the night there, and had a pretty violent and aggressive storm. 3 o'clock in the morning, it was one of the nights I was actually sleeping well and got woken up, and 3 o'clock in the morning, more than 2 inches of rain in an hour. The thing to be thankful for is even though we had hail and thunder and lightning and intense rain, we did not have intense winds. There was only one limb down, and we had a fierce windstorm with 0 rain in Jerome, Idaho, I think. Yeah, Jerome, Idaho. And there were limbs down like it was crazy, but they were willow trees, and I understand they're weaker and that kind of thing. But that was the night I slept in my car. If you guys didn't hear about that, I stayed in the car for a couple hours. I just couldn't
the whole camper was shaking and it was ridiculous. But this was just loud and noisy. There was no wind involved, and we were right next to the bathroom. And of course I was awake watching the Weather Channel, making sure sirens didn't go off and that there was no tornadoes. A year ago we were going to go on a kayak and bike trip with Bill and Margaret in Norfolk down the Elkhorn River, starting at Tahazuka, and I can't remember if it was going to be Battle Creek or Meadow Grove or something, and then kayak back into Tahazuka. They had a storm. There was actually even tornado warnings, so they canceled the trip. That was a year ago. So I feel like every time I try and stay in Norfolk, bad weather happens. So we were safe, everything was good, and just probably another 2 to 5 minutes before Ken and Dana come around the corner, and then head to the bridge and head into Iowa. Again, this is bittersweet for me because here we are finishing another day, another journey, another state, but we're also going to be losing Dana, and I've just really enjoyed having her, and it's just going to be weird tomorrow to be home, and I'll be happy for that, but I don't know if we're going to do Ragbri or not, or if we're going to continue down to the Lewis and Clark Trail, I think is what we're going to do, down towards St. Joe's, and then maybe scoot over to St. Louis. Just every day we plan something, and then I've got the camps mapped out and called and made reservations, or found out how to make a reservation and how to pay and be ready for that. And then we've edited that, but I could at a later date, maybe I'll just show you a paper map of the journey and the miles and all the places that I've called and how many times I've edited that. I don't know if that's of interest to you, but I have all that paperwork, and again, just waiting for Dana and Ken to come around the corner, and I'm gonna find my friends and see how much further they are, and then I'll be videoing them.
So here's Ken and Dana. They just turned the corner. They have a quarter of a mile to go into Iowa. Forget about this Ragbri, Dana. You just did right across Nebraska. A group of 2, not a group of 20,000, just 2 people. Now, of course, it's been quiet all day. Now, all of a sudden, all these people are here as I'm trying to film them going across the Decatur Bridge. And there they go.
Hey Dana, you know what that is? That's Iowa. Welcome home to you. Who knew we would have had a hill to get to Iowa? That's why they call it the Misery River. We have to climb a hill to get to it. Be careful. Don't look down. right, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's go, Dana.
You're not there yet, Dana.
Dana, we thought you were in Iowa, even though we crossed the river. Apparently, you're not in Iowa yet. There's like a lake here that's apparently still in Nebraska. I don't know. But I do see a sign up yonder. Let's get on the shoulder. Hey Dana, I am so super proud of you.
Thanks, Ken.
I love you.
I'm proud of you too, and I love you too.
I really appreciate you coming all the way across Nebraska with me.
I love getting to spend time with you.
It made it a lot more enjoyable.
It was fun
It was.
and hard.
It was hard. I gotta say the last 12 miles were probably the hardest of the whole trip.
I agree.
Even though we did a 78 miler yesterday, it was hard today. Last 12 miles.
Here we go. Okay, it's close now.
Yep. There's the sign. I see a sign from the state of Iowa. The people of Iowa welcome you.
Let's sing the song. Remember it?
I'm from Iowa. Iowa, best state in the land. Friends on every hand. I'm from Iowa. Iowa, that's where the tall corn grows. Nice job.
We did it.
We did it. Okay.